Hello and welcome back to another Alliance War in Season 45. This is War number 8, and 4 Loki is taking on DSVG in a rematch of the first war of the season, where we actually were able to barely pull out a win, and we're looking to repeat that in this war if possible. In this war, I'm going to be bringing in Silk, Rintrah, and Kingpin. I will be on Path 8 in Section 1 and Path 5 in Section 2, just 4 fights. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. So the first fight up on this is going to be Silk versus Mangog. Really going into this, I wasn't too worried about it. If I push him to Special 2, great. I'm just going to let Silk take control and do the evade. Ideally, he'll throw some Special 1s. I'll be able to kind of do my Silk, medium 4 lights into heavy, cancel into striker, medium 4 lights, heavy, cancel into SP2, and, kind of finish him off that way. Let's go ahead and, with that game plan in mind, these nodes, when I knock him down, he's going to get a cruelty buff. So, that's really about the only thing on these nodes that I'm really worried about. So, you can see I am fairly heavily boosted, 30, 20, 15, kind of my standard war boost. I do have on the skill boost, but that's for a fight later on. So here we go. So we get a nice little parry, and this is just kind of the plan. We're just going to play him nice and easy. We're just going to do our medium 4 lights into a heavy. There I get caught on a dash back. That kind of threw my whole plan off, and you'll see here it affects me again in a minute, because I was thinking, okay, not a problem. I can still push him to SP2, and I can still get the dex. And then I remembered he hit me and I lost my evade. So, still in control of the fight more or less. Those hits into block really hurt. So here, now we're going to do, the cancel into striker, get up to our SP2. I was going to throw it there, but he died before. So really just an unfortunate, amount of damage there that I'm going to have to heal up. Got the full attack bonus, wasn't very clean, just, not very pretty. This fight, do want to point one thing out on this when we get back to the screen after I throw on an advanced power boost. Look at that health pool on Rintrah. I recently ascended him. Now, war boosted and ascended, it's almost 136,000 health. Please help me if I ever die with this guy in war and have to heal him up. I mean, that is a ridiculous amount of health, which is part of the reason why I ascended him, but just wanted to point that out. That is a huge Rintrah. So really the plan in this one, like I do on this fight a lot of times, is I want to parry, just get a couple hits in and throw a special 1. It does a couple things. Okay, so I've got the neutralize on. Now you can see my charges up there are up to 1820. So now if he throws a special, he's rooted, or I get rooted and, don't take any damage from it. But, my plan is just to keep throwing specials. I like the special 1 there early on with the power start because it pushes him back up against the wall, gets me started in a real good position. Now here, unfortunate thing is I did get pushed to an SP3, so I'm just going to root him and I'm just going to pound into him. I'm just going to keep hitting him as much as possible, get as many of those rupture charges on there. You can see I've got 44, 45, 46, and let those do some damage. I'm going to try and keep as many on there as I can. He's down to 14%, just kind of ticking away. And, we're going to throw in the striker to finish it off. So, not quite as clean as I'd like with a Rintrah fight, but, still pretty effective. 52 seconds to take down that, that Hulkling isn't bad. So here's the fight in the war I was worried about the most. And this is a Morbius, and it's on the ebb and flow intercept. So I've got to intercept to remove the protection. Now, with Morbius, he's got that glide. So if he's coming in on a medium attack, he is unblockable and unstoppable. So, just want to avoid, him using his glide. And, the plan was let him use his glide, then intercept him. Well, in practicing, I was struggling. Every time he would use his glide attack, I'd get hit by it. I wasn't able to dex out of it. So I figured, okay, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to throw a special 2, and we're going to try and get intercepts that way. Let him hit in a block, and then if I can, counter real quick, it won't be a problem. And there I kind of messed up, and there I didn't get it again, and now the Unstoppable's gone. So that kind of blew out the window. But I'm looking at the damage I'm doing and saying, even with the protection, I'm hitting him pretty hard. And there I forgot about the last part of his special too. And there, like I said, I get hit by that glide attack. For some reason, I can evade his medium, but when he has that glide that he does, I am always a fraction of a second late with the dex. So, just kind of bothered me. And there I tried to do the, Unstoppable and to see if it would count as an intercept, and it didn't work. So I figure, what the heck, we're just going to rinse and repeat special twos. It's giving me the overpower buff. I'm getting, rage stacks build up. I've got the Unstoppable. There we are. We're overpower again. So now we just need him to throw a special. And there he goes. A couple more hits. Tried to do an intercept there. Not sure why he had his glide up, so I would have gotten hit by it anyway, but here we go. We're going to bait another special. We're going to throw our striker. We're going to do another 5 hits. A couple more hits, bait another special out. Like I said, just a slower fight. I don't have to intercept him, don't have to do anything risky. Much rather get through the fight this way than die trying to get an intercept in when it's really not needed and it was just for speed. And there we go. We finish him with a nice big old fat boy special 3. So through the first 3 fights fairly clean. I did take a break after that one. It was not a very clean fight. It was a little nerve rattling on my part. So I come back here a little bit later and kind of heal Silk up, you can see. And now it's Mojo. And this is another ebb and flow intercept. But it's got Mighty Charge, so he's going to remove all my debuffs from me when he charges in. Not a big deal. Just really going to focus on getting a backdraft intercept, getting the medium, light, 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 heavy combo going, and just kind of going from there. So there we go, medium, light, light, light. And of course, his first prompt up is the stun. And, like I am known to do, I get hit in the face. And now we're going to let her take control to evade the special 2. Now we're going to go for another intercept, so we're going to do a medium, light, light, and then back off, and there we go. So we got the intercept in. Now we can, heavy cancel into special 2 if I can get it out. And there we go. That's a big old special 2. Took a big chunk of health off of him. He was nice there through a special 1. Now I'm going to do the 4-hit combo into a striker, and then we're going to do the same thing again and get him to throw a special 2. Nope, I decided against it, and he still has protection up, so I'm hoping and praying. And yes, it does finish him off. So there we go. 4 fights, 4 semi-ugly fights. They weren't very clean. They weren't as good as I'd like them to be. But, at the end of the day, it's full attack bonus, and that's all that really matters, right? So, with that on the season, I am looking at 31 kills and 0 deaths. We did squeak out the win. This was a 2-1 war. We died once. They died twice, I think, or it was 3-2, one or the other. But it was very, very close either way. I mean, it was right down to the wire. It came down to the last couple kills. And, it was nice to be able to pull out a win to bring us up to even on the season at 4 wins and 4 losses. You can see there, Shuri is still leading the pack with, 6 fights. And you can see the champions fought down there. We are getting a couple more in there now where I have fought them at least twice, but Domino's still leading the way with 4. So that's going to wrap up the 4 Loki portion of it. And as always, I'm going to throw in some bonus footage of my second account. If you're not interested in Tier 5 wars or anything like that, or seeing me die, you can kind of end the video there, and I do appreciate you watching. But let's go ahead and jump into this, and this once again is on my iPad. And I'm going to be on Path 6, like always. I do take 2 minis in this war as well. Moderately boosted. Since I was taking on some minis, I figured I'd throw on some boosts. And this is really just a... I hate to say it this way, but it's almost a nothing fight. Doom against Terrax. It's not very much. I'm going to take some chip damage from, his rock aura, the rock field. but I am not terribly worried about it. So you'll see here, just kind of a standard Doom fight. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. We get the SP3, push him red there, but I guess we can go to the end of it. It is just in time for me to finish him off. So not a whole lot in that fight. It wasn't too bad. This next fight up, a little bit different. It's a Nimrod, and I'm going to use Hulk on this one. Wasn't really sure going in who I was going to use. Got to it and decided, what the heck, I will use Hulk. Really plan there is to drop a big SP2 or an SP3 and just kind of rinse them from there. Wasn't too worried about the prowess or anything like that. I'm pretty good at evading Nimrod specials, and there he throws a special one. You get the dex out of it. Gets a nice little power gain buff with it, and he throws another SP1, which is fine. He can throw SP1s all day for as far as I'm concerned. As long as he's throwing specials, that's fine with me. So there we go, another SP1. I'm over my SP2. I've only got 10 Fury stacks, so I'm going to go up to an SP3. Trying to bait out a special 1 there. Didn't want to throw it. So now we start the baiting process of an SP2. Okay, so far it has been 10 seconds. Painful silence. 20 seconds. 25 seconds until he threw that special. That's a lot of dancing. So, we decide we're going to go ahead and destroy the SP3. I'm tired of dancing. I've got it. Let's go ahead and use it. Does a decent amount of damage, but now, Hulk just smashes once he gets those Furies and, launches either that SP2 or that SP3. So, and there we go. So now we can move ahead. And this is where I really, really mess up by not remembering part of a node. So on this fight, one of the nodes is when you nullify buffs, they get a power gain, and it's, oops, sorry. Let's try and do that again. I go through it so quick on the stream. There we go. So it's the next one down, and I don't know if which is return policy. And I don't think I've got it on there where I can stop it. So it's got return policy. Basically, when I nullify a node, and you can see I didn't look at it there, I didn't read it. When I nullify nodes, they gain power. So here we go. We're thinking, okay, no problem, Doom. We'll just do a standard Doom rotation. We'll nullify off some nodes. We'll get to the Doom cycle. Not a problem. Here we go. Oh. Guess what? Jumped him right to a special 3, and I don't have an invuln boost on. And that hurt. So there goes Doom. He will not work for that node. Probably remember in the future, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go back in with Hulk to clean it up. I'm looking there trying to figure out what in the world happened. Why did that happen? Was it something with Hulkling that I forgot? Was it something on the node? There was something on the node. So here we go. We finally look at it, and then we get down there, and you can see the return policy. There it is. Whenever any defender's buffs are nullified, they gain 40%. So anyway, that's what it is. So we're going to go back in here with Hulk, and we're just going to finish it up. It's a little slower than what I'd like because, of Hulkling going, invulnerable every 5 or 6 hits or so. But, and then healing up some in between. You can see here kind of what the plan is. We're going to get to a special 3. I don't even think we throw it. Yeah, there we go. So we throw it here to end it off. So, kind of ugly, kind of, just bad play and node memory, I guess, would be the best way of putting it. So, this fight, you've seen a couple times, OG Iron Man versus Apoc. It's really just about, getting that first special 1 off to remove his prowess, and then every time he throws a special, I throw a special just to remove whatever prowess he builds up. So I'm going to kind of fast forward in this one because it is a little bit slower. On this account, Iron Man is only rank 3. So he doesn't have quite the damage output, but still does a decent job of taking down a beefy Apoc in about a minute. So there we go. So that wraps that up. Now we get to the a little bit better fights here, and we can go ahead and jump up to a couple minis. I'm going to use Hulk on this Spider-Man Supreme, and you can see here it's got, if the defender has 3 prowess buffs, not going to worry about that. Power snack, when the attacker triggers a buff, he's going to remove it and gain some power. And then 1 too many hits, I'm going to have a power sting on me every so often. So really the plan here is just to parry 4 lights, back off, parry 4 lights, back off. And, Spidey's health pool is so low, that's really all I should have to do. There we go. Parry 4 lights, and you can see, even with just 8 light hits, he's 20% down. I'm doing about 10% with every 4 light hits. He does have recoils on, so that's going to be in my benefit as well. And you'll see that here. He's just ticking down right now. He throws the special, and there goes the recoil damage. So I'm feeling really confident about this fight. Just need to keep my game plan going. And there we go. We finish it with a big old beefy special too. And then we're going to jump ahead to one more mini. Use up some energy here. And we're going to go take this Wong. And on this node, Wong has inevitable power. So each time he gains a buff, he's going to gain a power charge. When he gets 6, he gets a power efficiency passive. He's got make a stand, so I do need to knock him down. He's got limber, and he's got overwhelming odds. So he's going to gain 25% attack for each buff on him. Really, plan here is not to really ever parry. I can counter his special 1 with a heavy, and I'm just going to let Hulk do Hulk. I'll parry occasionally, but I'm not going to worry about trying to do a parry heavy or anything like that. It's just really countering his special 1s with heavy attacks. And if he will throw a special 1, there we go. So we're going to counter this with our first heavy. We remove that protection, and you can see he's got recoils on too, so he's taking some damage. Didn't have protection up, wasn't worried about the counter there. He does throw that stupid heavy, so he does get a little bit of a power gain there. But now here the plan is, once again, counter with our heavy, and now we've got our gamma rage, and now we're going to do a fair amount of damage. We do go to a special 3 there. I should have thrown my special 2, but wanted to keep him below bar power. The fight is going well. So here we go. We're going to do 5 hits into striker, into a heavy, just to, I don't know why. If I probably would have done 5 hits there, probably would have finished it off. I do miss the heavy there. I could have thrown a special 3 at any point in time to finish this fight off. I'm not sure why I held it, but there we go, heavy, and we'll finish with a big old green fat boy special 3. And there we go. So we finished that fight off on our second account, and really outside the dumb death to Hulkling there, it was a fairly clean war for this one as well. If I would have read the nodes, probably would have been clean all around because I would have brought somebody else. So with that, I want to thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like and the subscribe. It does help me out, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.